What's up guys, Mystic7 here, and I just want to start by saying I apologize for the lack of uploads for the past couple of days. It's because I'm not in America right now. Just a little spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, not in America. And unfortunately, didn't have internet. I don't have internet in the place we're staying. The Starbucks don't work. There's no internet anywhere, so I couldn't upload a video. Well, right now, I have found a library, an amazing library, close to a lot of awesome things that has insanely good internet. So I found somewhere to upload, which means we will have videos coming this week, so I don't have to go like 5 or 6 or 7 days without an upload. So we got videos coming. I'm alive. I'm sorry for that like weird gap right there in videos. But today's video isn't gonna be a out of the country vlog. It's gonna be the day before we leave to go out of the country. A pretty important video, so leave your thoughts and comments down in the comments below about what you think about the topic of today's video. Also, I've got one more announcement. It's kind of a late announcement, but regarding a meetup for all of my Sydney people. I know this is super late. This was supposed to go up like a day or 2 days ago, so I apologize about that. But yeah, please enjoy today's video, and I will see you guys in Not America. What is up, guys? Mystic7 here. For one, I'm not in America. Speaking of not being in America, the Sydney meetup, for everyone who's in Sydney this weekend, the Sydney meetup, I know this is very last minute, will be tomorrow at the Royal Botanic Garden. I'll have a screenshot on screen of where exactly this meeting's gonna be held. It will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the garden. So if you guys are in the Sydney area and you guys want to swing by for the meetup tomorrow, I'll be hanging out, luring some stuff up, catching some Pokemon, just kind of meet and greeting. Will be tomorrow again at the gardens at 2 p.m. So I'll see you guys there. Now, please enjoy today's video. Guess who's packed? 2 hours early and about ready to go to the airport, except I forgot to airdrop some stuff, so I have to wait for that. But we're gonna go very soon here. Ya boy. Now today's video, I want to sit down and talk about something very, very important, which is my opinion on Pokemon Go, the future of the game, just overall Pokemon Go right now. I wasn't going to film a video today, and I realized that it's a 20-hour trip to Australia, so I will not upload on the channel for like 3 or 4 days, so we're going to get this video recorded and up for you guys to watch. Now I'd love to sit down right here, right now and talk about this, and I actually have the time to do it. But the past 2 flights I've had, I've been this close to missing them both, so I'm not gonna risk it today. So we're gonna talk about this topic, we'll go in detail, have a nice conversation about it, but first, let's get to the Bay Area.
Love me. Oh, I need someone to 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 love me when
Hey. What is this big box? Oh gosh. What you watching, Jake?
One of my favorite videos you put.
the how to make Pokemon Go fun video. Great video if you guys haven't seen it. Okay, now we're here. We've got some food I'm gonna eat, but first, before we eat that, get ready for this trip. But before we go on it, actually, yeah, no, the trip you're gonna see in tomorrow's video. We're getting ready now, but right now, before I leave, I'm gonna sit down. We're gonna have a chat. Okay, my honest opinion on Pokemon Go as a whole. Now here's how this video is gonna go. I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna talk about past Pokemon Go, present Pokemon Go, and future Pokemon Go. My opinions and my thoughts on all three. But before I get into that, I just want to say, overall, as a whole of Pokemon Go, my opinion of the game is great. Obviously, this game has been life-changing to me, to say the least. You guys could probably tell how and why. As a big picture, this game is incredibly successful in the fact that it has created communities, it's brought people together, I've seen so many families that have bonded together over the game, it's made friendships through just random people meeting up and playing it. It's a great, awesome social game that has done so much for communities and areas and people. It's an awesome game. It gets people out. It's a great game. It's such a sick concept, and it works. If their only goal here was to get a game that got a community of people together, got people outside and exploring, and just kind of did just that, they succeeded. And unfortunately for all of us hardcore gamers, it's looking like that kind of is their goal. The reason why I say unfortunately is because us hardcore gamers, we don't look at the game. We're not like, oh, you know, this game has, you know, done so many great things from the world. I love it. I'm gonna keep playing it. That's not how this works. We look at the game and we're interested by not what the game has done for the world or the community or whatever, none of that stuff. We look at the game and we're interested and we play because the game interests us, because there's new things to do, because there's fun things to do, because it's fun to play the game, and because we're gamers and we enjoy playing the game part of the game and not focusing so much on like the, you know, oh, the community and the adventure and all that fun, the extra stuff. That's Niantic's focus, mainly John Hankey's focus, and I'm not trying to like throw shade because again, that's like my biggest, that's why I like the game so much, is because of that aspect. But I'm looking at this from a different angle, which is the more gamer side angle, which is, you know, the people who play this game. So again, with that being said, I'm a big fan of the game, so don't let anything I say in this video deter you from the fact that I freaking love this game. It's life-changing, and this game's my game, boy. So now past Pokemon Go, I mean, we all saw how past Pokemon Go was. It was insane. Everyone in the world was playing. It was the biggest thing ever for a couple of months, and even after that, it was still humongous. The game was very, very popular, very, very widely played for a very long time. Now, the game had a lot of issues back in the day, like the tracking system. It just didn't work initially, and I heard different reasons why they took it off. So just initially, right off the start, now I know, and I've talked to Niantic about this, I know that the game wasn't 100% ready to launch when they launched it, and the game wasn't expected to do as good when they launched it, so they were completely caught off guard. This was like not 100% their fault, but at the same time, they responded too slow. The game, Pokemon Go, failed to retain the hype that it had, and it's impossible for any game to retain the amount of hype that Pokemon Go had, but it failed to retain hype in a very big way. New stuff just didn't come out quick enough in the game. I mean, it took, what, like, not a year, it took the 6, 7, 8 months for Generation 2 to drop, or how long did it take for Gen 2 to drop? It took a long time for them to drop Gen 2, but that's just because they're trying to spread out the lifespan of the game. But I mean, we'll talk about this in the present section. They can't do that anymore. So they failed to maintain the hype. They were really slow with fixes and with updates, and it was just a really slow process to do anything progressive with Pokemon Go back in the day. And they were very, very completely disconnected. There was a brick wall built between the community and then Niantic, or the developers, or really Pokemon Go as a whole, like the behind the scenes Pokemon Go. Past Pokemon Go, there's a reason why it was so popular and it fell off so fast. It was just, there were reasons, I guess. There was multiple reasons why. I mean, again, great game, stellar game, but just like, the ball was dropped on the past Pokemon Go. And honestly, Niantic did realize that, and Niantic saw that happen, and again, I've sat down and talked with them. It's a lot harder, and I keep talking about how hard it is for Niantic to do things with Pokemon Go, because remember, every time Niantic wants to do something or tries to do something with Pokemon Go, it has to be approved by the Nintendo, the Pokemon Company, and then Nintendo. But in order for the game to do anything with itself, 3 companies have to approve on stuff, so it's gonna be slow. Which, by the way, anyone watching from any of these 3 companies, please fix that, because I know there needs to be approval on all 3 ends, but like, you're slowing things down. It's not good for the game. I guess they can't stop that because, I mean, you know, the 3 companies own the game, but like, speed this up, guys. The past Pokemon Go, great game, wasn't really ready, wasn't maintained to the fullest. The ball was kind of dropped with it, but it was recognized. Now that brings us to present Pokemon Go, or at least the recent Pokemon Go. Let's say Pokemon Go after and a little bit before Go Fest, right? Like the 1-year mark of Pokemon Go to now. I gotta say, I'm thoroughly impressed with Niantic, the fact that they started reaching out to the community. I know there's that whole thing of like, you know, us YouTubers being sellouts and all that BS. That was expected, but like, it was a lot bigger than I thought, a lot bigger of a problem than I thought, but I don't know. Maybe that was just that one unfortunate, salty little man of a YouTuber just spreading things. Did I forget to say irrelevant during that description? Irrelevant. But I mean, obviously Niantic saw what was happening with the game. They saw what was wrong with the game. They started fixing things. You know, the tracker was fixed. A lot of things, well, I mean, the tracker was fixed a while ago, but like a lot of things were fixed. They started listening to the community. They started working on Reddit with the community. There was like the Niantic Help Twitter. There was finally like ties being made and like reaches being made between company and community, and it was great, and it was working, and it still is great, and it still is working. And now we've got community events all over the world. We've got Philly Free Streets, we had the Safari Zone events. You know, it's great. Current Pokemon Go is great on that aspect. When we talk about events and when we talk about like just kind of interaction between community and company, it's pretty good. It's insanely good right now compared to what we had before, which was 0. So present Pokemon Go, again, in that sense, isn't terrible. But now let's stop talking about, you know, community and company. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about Pokemon Go right now. Even though we've seen a lot of updates come this year and a lot of updates come in the past couple of months, we've seen, you know, raids, different legendaries, EX raid passes are finally starting to kind of move their way out. There was another EX raid pass wave go out this week. So we're seeing progression with the game. We're seeing progression with Pokemon Go as a game, but in my opinion, it's not coming fast enough. Right now in Pokemon Go, every single aspect of the game is out of date or stale. There's no hype, there's no interest in any part of Pokemon Go. And there's 3 main parts of Pokemon Go: Pokemon Collection, gym battling, and raiding. Pokemon Collection has been, the hype has fallen off since like, Gen 2 lasted a couple months, that Gen 2 was fun for a little while there. Now, I mean, nothing. There's really no hype or no interest in like wild Pokemon. How do I think we could raise that? Hey, let's put legendaries out in the wild, except it's like, you know, like unknown spawn rates, or maybe even lower. Like, let's get those guys out. And that was obviously helped with the Generation 3 launch for Halloween, but even then there was barely any hype in the game. You know, people saw like a couple Gen 3 Pokemon came out and the hype didn't come back. So during the whole Gen 3 Halloween event, I mean, you know, we saw a spike. There were definitely people who came out and played again. It was fun. I mean, we had shinies coming out. It was a great event, and I mean, obviously the Gen 3 Pokemon, they're still out there. Their shinies are still available. There's still people hunting for them, but it wasn't as hype. Honestly, it wasn't as hyped as I thought it would be. I thought a lot more people would come around and play this update, but it just didn't happen. And why is that? Because Pokemon in the wild is kind of a stale thing right now. Gym battling, Jesus Christ. I mean, we had a gym battle rework, which was good. Honestly, it was a great rework. The initial gym system sucked. This one sucks a lot less, but like, it's still kind of sucks. There's not a lot of incentive to battle gyms. There's not a lot of reasons to battle gyms. Gym battling is still just AI to AI, tap and swipe. It's stale. And gym raiding was the hottest thing for the longest time. It was so fun. Legendary raids were awesome, but then, you know, as less and less people started playing Pokemon Go, there was less raiding happening, less raid groups, and now it's kind of impossible to raid legendaries for a lot of people, so it's a kind of a discouraging system. It's gone from such a great system and it worked so awesome on the launch to now it's kind of a discouraging and tough system, and when people think like, you know, people in rural areas, when they think legendary raid, it's not like, oh, I can't wait to go out and do one so I can catch a legendary. It's more like, wow, this sucks. I'll never be able to do one and catch a legendary because no one raids by me. But I feel like there should be some sort of in-game, maybe a beacon you can send out, or something like, you know, you have a notification, like you have a 5-mile radius and you can send out a beacon and you'll get a notification on your phone and it'll be like, someone in your area is looking to raid a legendary, you know, or at this gym or something like, there's stuff that could be done about this. A humongous problem about Pokemon Go right now is the fact that the game's been out for well over a year and we have the same game that we had when it launched, minus obviously a revamped gen system, Generation 2, and raids, which is they're 3 big things, but in like a year and a half, I understand that when the game first came out, that first 6 months, or first year almost, well, first 6 months was just fixing things wrong with the game, and then it's starting to add new stuff, so like, kind of behind the ball, but like, you know, it made sense why stuff came so slow. But right now, we still don't have nearly any mention, barely any mention of PvP, trading, breeding, any of that kind of stuff, and those are the bigger aspects of the Pokemon games, and they're nowhere to be seen in Pokemon Go. In my opinion, all we need is PvP in Pokemon Go, a good, legitimate, competitive PvP system. I'm gonna talk about this later. But for right now in the game, we just don't have a lot of these big key features that should be added to Pokemon Go. We don't have them. And the reason why I think we don't have them is because, I mean, obviously Niantic is developing them as time goes on, and you know, there's certain, like, marks to be hit, and I think that they've got like an overarching calendar of when these updates are planned to drop, because companies do that, right? They don't make a game and they're like, huh, you know, as they go along, I wonder when we should make this or drop this, right? There's like a timeline. It's a professional, there are 3 different professional companies collaborating for this game. So I think there's a timeline made, right? And this is just obviously opinion. I have no idea if it's actually fact. I feel like there's a timeline made of when they are planning on like developing and dropping certain features. And right now, the game, the interest in Pokemon Go is at an absolute all-time low. Like, it's never been this just, no one, barely, I shouldn't say no one, not a lot of people are playing the game anymore, not a lot of people are watching the game anymore. The community has really died down, and that's a big problem. And that's because the game is stale, because we don't have key features. Now, how do we fix that? Well, let's talk about future Pokemon Go, what I think about future Pokemon Go. Oh, there's a big question of, will Pokemon Go ever come back, or how do we save Pokemon Go? Saving Pokemon Go is gonna be a bit tricky, just because, I mean, so many people have just left this game out of frustration and out of just pure uninterest. It's hard to bring people back after that's happened. The best thing I feel like Niantic could do now is preserve the community as much as we have left, preserve that, and then we'll bring people in later with the bigger features, but like later can't be too later. The future of Pokemon Go, it will not have much of a future if the future isn't soon, if that makes sense. Now when I say the future, I'm talking about future updates, features, and all that fun stuff. Like I was saying, I feel like Niantic, the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, they all have this timeline of when they're going to release and develop certain features of the game, and in my opinion, and if you guys are listening to any of this, I really feel like that needs to be significantly sped up. I'm not saying drop all freaking 37 generations of Pokemon within the next 6 months. Absolutely not. Like, we're going to have Generation 3 coming out in December, right? Or not coming out in December, but like, it's supposed to be coming out slowly rolling out. I'm not sure when Gen 3 is coming, but it's very, very soon here. Within the next 4 months, we'll have the entirety of Generation 3 most likely. And that's great, but what I keep trying to say, what I keep trying to push is we need that PvP system, because even with a new generation of Pokemon, yes, that's a new generation, people can go out and catch and have fun again, but there's more expected out of this game. We need the abilities. We need real Pokemon battling. That is the one aspect of the game that Pokemon does not have, or Pokemon Go does not have. It's the real, actual battling, and that's what would bring, in my opinion, if we're talking about bringing the game back, bringing the community back, bringing a large amount of people back, that's what's gonna do it. There needs to be more daily incentives to logging into Pokemon Go every day and playing Pokemon Go every day. The streaks was an awesome idea. I'm glad they added that in. That was genius. That was needed. Great. 2 thumbs up, Niantic. We need daily quests. We need daily missions, and like, you know, go out and catch 10 Ghost-type Pokemon, excuse me, and you get 500 star or 1,000 Stardust, right? There needs to be like really good in-game incentives for people to go out and actually want to catch Pokemon. Fortnite has that. Call of Duty has that. Every game you can think, not every game, but a lot of games you can think of have those daily missions, daily quests, because it keeps people playing every aspect of the game. Like if you have a quest that's like, you know, beat a legendary raid boss and you get 5,000 extra XP or 5,000 Stardust, or like a big awesome bonus, people are gonna be like, hey, listen, dog, there's this bonus that's happening right now for everybody, like, you know, we gotta beat the legendary, and they're like, all right, fine, let's go battle this, right? Like, it's gonna get people out there and playing. They need that daily system. And in my opinion, Niantic needs to engage more with the community. Pokemon Go as a game needs to be more interactive with the community as the community, because the only way a game like this, especially like Pokemon Go, is successful and alive and thriving is if the community is together, successful, alive, and thriving. And the only way to do that, for one, the YouTube community needs to be emphasized. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a YouTuber. I'm saying that because I see other games out there in the world that are super successful because of their YouTube community. And the moment you see that YouTube community start fading, the game is also fading. They're connected. People who watch YouTube for a game will most likely play the game longer than most others, because there's like that entertainment aspect of it. Or like for me even, I'm super addicted to Fortnite right now, and I love watching Fortnite videos because it's like, maybe I can't play Fortnite, but I can watch it, right? It's still like, it still grabs my attention. So if more people are watching, that's good. But it's not even that. It's just the fact that like, so us as a YouTube community, we're very, very in tune and very interactive with the community as a community, right? So it's just kind of a big community. Can somebody count how many times I use the word community and put it down in the comments, please? Pokemon Go is just solely based off of a social, interactive, and public, and outside, and in-person community. They need to get more in touch with that, more in contact with that, and strengthen that. And they have been doing that through all of the events. Niantic is in person at all of these events, at Philly Free Streets, at, you know, all the Safari Zone events. They are there making things happen, and they're, you know, coordinating big, awesome, huge, fun events for the community to come in and participate in, which is great. Niantic, keep that up, please. That is the best thing you guys have done for this game, is that, right? Bring that community together for awesome big events with rare spawns and a bunch of cool fun stuff. Long story short on that entire topic, I feel like Niantic, Pokemon Go as a game, as a whole, needs to become more connected and in tune with the community, and they're making the right steps, and they're moving towards that, and Niantic, freaking keep it up. But Pokemon Go as a whole, let me just step back, and just kind of overall, great game, great concept. It has all the things they wanted to check off the list of what Pokemon Go would accomplish. They've accomplished it. They've created communities. They've brought people together. They've, you know, had the game was just stupid in popularity. It's been a successful game, but they need to maintain the game, okay? We need to keep seeing new updates added more frequently than they have been before. We need to see the community coming together. We need to see Niantic bringing the community together, doing more events, more promotions, more stuff like that. I know we always ask a ton out of Niantic, but we need to see more from Niantic, from the Pokemon Company, and from Nintendo. We need those 3 companies to produce more and do more with this game and bring it out of the slump, bring it back. Ooh, that was a lot of talking, in-depth talking about that entire topic, and I literally just got off of a flight from the Bay Area to Los Angeles, or yeah, the Los Angeles to the Bay, and I like fell asleep in the flight, and I'm like half asleep right now, and I'm about to get on a 15-hour flight to Australia, and I will be uploading this video from Australia. So if you guys are still watching and still excited for this Australia trip, alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think of Pokemon Go right now? What do you guys think needs to be improved, brought in, changed differently? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna leave, eat a little bit of food, and then get on a 15-hour flight to Australia for a 19-hour time change. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Oh yeah, I'm excited though, guys. The Australia videos are gonna be sick, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all in the next episode from Australia, America. Peace out. Love you guys, deuces.